Hey, Charlie. Hey, everyone. How are you? So today, I'll be honest. Yeah.
I like this guy's energy. I'll say that. I'll say that much. We're getting a little bit more energy. I think everybody, just like with my Andrew Wilson thing, if you have not seen it, check out Modern Day Debate. I did a 5v1 debate with Andrew Wilson, and they just put out the first part. But it was like 9 in the morning, and we were hungover from the night before, so we didn't really get moving. So I'm thinking as this goes on, we're going to get a little bit more and more and more heat.
How are you? So today, I'll be honest. Yeah. Good to meet you. I'm not a very political person. I'm here for the love of the game only, and I want to see your views,
What does that mean?
So my topic of discussion is going to be that college is not a scam. And please hear me out till the end before I ask my question, so it kind of makes sense. So
Nope, you're wrong. College is a scam. STEM or scam?
I understand everything you say. You said college is a scam, and the issue is because there's a lot of student loans. There's people who drop out of college every year. There's a lot of people who can't find jobs. Government's funding it, and why should taxpayers pay for it, right? I understand.
Yep.
It's a concern. It's valid.
Okay, so a good steal, man, to start off and be like, look, I understand you don't agree with this position, and here's why you don't agree with this position, and giving an actual reason as opposed to a straw man.
But at the same time, scam means fraud, and fraud is not what college is, because colleges don't promise guaranteed success. Colleges promise access to resources, which they do deliver. And it's up to the people to actually be accountable and use those resources correctly. But what happens a lot of times is that a lot of people don't use it correctly and fail.
I agree. Like, it's not a straight up scam in the sense that they promise you something that they just give you something completely different. But there's a cultural understanding of what those services can do for you. And I agree with him that a lot of people don't use the college system correctly. They go and get their liberal arts degree, or like me, I got my psychology degree and didn't go past a bachelor's, and people don't do it right. But that doesn't mean that it's a good idea. So maybe technically it's not a scam, but I don't think that's really the heart of what people are saying when we say college is a scam. And yeah, that's exactly what, when Charlie was asking about Peru and saying, do you think it's good or bad for Peru for those people to leave? Well, if you were going to be, I mean, we know you don't vote, but if you were to vote, then being in California would be good for California because you would be voting against some of the bullshit. But now you've moved, and that vote doesn't, that potential vote is no longer there. Right. Yep.
Those resources correctly. But what happens a lot of times is that a lot of people don't use it correctly and fail. I do agree that there needs to be reforms. I think especially the funding of colleges should be reformed, how the government funds may be limited, maybe more structured and with more oversight. But at the end of the day, colleges do provide a lot of value to the society. And also, people who do go to colleges, on average, statistically, earn higher income on average, have half the unemployment rate, and they have more opportunities. So my question to you is, are you denying the data?
Okay, so let's define a scam. What is a scam?
Well, I just defined it. Fraud, right?
Yes. So would you agree in a scam, you force a customer to buy something against their will?
Here's the thing.
Yes or no? I let you talk. Yes or no?
Yes, but here...
Okay, how many of you have to take classes against your will that are waste your time? Look around.
Hold on.
Look around.
But here's...
I let you talk. Look around.
Charlie, I'll be honest.
Gen Ed is a good point. There was no reason for me to need to take a history course of something that I already learned in high school.
You haven't looked around yet.
I've taken classes myself.
Every hand is up. Hold on. You just agreed a scam would make people buy something against their will, and every hand went up in the audience saying they have to take classes against their will.
Right. So it may not be fraud, but it is a scam.
You just now agreed using Aristotelian logic that that's a scam.
Hold on. Don't people choose to go to college?
Not always. That's a bit. Well, of course,
people
they have the agency.
The right to go to college.
A lot are pressured by parents. Time out.
Yeah, the thought that I would have been able to just be like, yep, I'm not going to college. Not happening.
Right. Of course, they have the agency to do that, but there's a cultural expectation to get that piece of paper. Secondly, to your point about earning more money, do you know half of the kids in this audience, if they get a job, they'll get a job that does not require a college degree?
I've actually...
That's me. No degree needed to be a dog trainer. Definitely no degree needed to be a server in a restaurant. And no degree needed to talk shit on the internet.
Fact check your data.
It's from the Department of Education.
Okay, yeah, that's true. The reality is that's true only for entry-level roles. Later in the career, that's not the case. Average college graduate earns 80% higher income compared to high school graduate.
If they graduate.
Median
See,
Okay.
that's a
What-
deceiving statistic.
If they graduate. So if you say the 80% make more money, or they make 80%, I can't imagine it would be 80% more money, but 80% make more money or whatever. If you take into account all the people who enrolled in college, I think that number would go way down.
I wrote a whole book on this. It's very deceiving. Let me tell you why. Because you're taking the top income earners of doctors and lawyers and engineers, and it brings the average up even more.
Let's look
When
at
in
the median.
reality, no, you look at people who study the humanities. You have a big humanities school at UC Riverside. They will, on average, earn maybe 50 or 60,000 a year. Secondly,
Even liberal arts graduates earn 15 to 40,000 more than high school graduates.
incorrect. That's old data.
That's correct.
See, we're heating up a little bit. Charlie wasn't like, hey, not yet, but we're getting there. We're getting
Even
there.
liberal arts
Secondly.
graduates earn 15 to 40,000 more than high school graduates.
Incorrect. That's old data.
That's correct.
How many here?
That's correct
How many
data.
people here would be thrilled earning $70,000 a year right now?
That's higher than the average.
Wrong. According to the Wall Street Journal,
$70,000 used to be a lot of money, or maybe not a lot of money, but a decent income. And I mean, like, it's more than I make now, but it's not what it used to be.
hundreds of thousands of high school juniors getting $70,000 a year job offers for not going to college to become plumbers, welders, and electricians. They don't have to go to college. They don't have to get student loan debt. I let you talk. Let me talk.
There you go.
So they don't have to go into debt. They don't have to get any degree. I'm sure almost everyone in this audience would be like, boy, I would kill to earn 70 grand a year. And yet how many people in this audience were told a fair hearing, hey, you don't need to go to 4-year college. You could earn 70 grand as a high school junior to become a welder.
Hold on, Charlie.
That is not a truth.
The Bureau
That
of
is-
Labor Statistics says that on average,
Me and you.
college graduates earn about 30% higher than trade school graduates. And
He just explained that those numbers are based on graduates.
Again,
I agree. There's alternatives. College is not for everyone. I totally agree with you. People could go to trade school. They could start a business. But everything comes with risk. We got to look at what is college promising the students. College is promising access to resources, and it provides it.
Incorrect. Colleges
That's
implicitly and explicitly through their website and their promotional material tell parents that if you come here, you will have a better life. Instead, that is
Can you
the
show me
sales
that?
pitch.
Mhm.
I guarantee you, if someone
Please
goes,
show me one website. I've looked all over the
Rider University. Actually, yeah, let's do that right now. And see the school that I went to. Rider University. So let's see what they've got to say. Let's go to the About page. All right, about Rider University. Here, your goals are within reach. With undergraduate programs in the arts, business, education, liberal arts, and sciences. We provide students with the opportunity to explore their interests while discovering their focus through hands-on, engaged learning experiences. In the classroom and beyond, we'll help you create a future that feels true to you. By the numbers. What distinguishes Rider from other universities is the sum of the many experiences we offer you in and out of the classroom, from your very first day on campus to graduation and beyond. I haven't heard jack shit from Rider since I graduated, but let's see what numbers they are raving about. 1865 when it was founded, 12 to 1. That's a pretty good student ratio. It is a private school, so class sizes were small. But if you're not teaching good shit, then it doesn't really matter. 100% of 4-year Rider students complete at least 2 high-impact engaged learning experiences prior to. I don't even know what that means. I went there, and I don't even know what that means. Let's say, what else do we got? But I mean, the point here being, of course, I am DEI certified, so they definitely fail there. But I mean, the overall point is obviously they're not going to say, hey, if you go to our school, you will automatically get a high-paying job. But this is the same kind of thing as when we're talking about Kilmar Abrego Garcia, that just because his tattoos don't say MS13, that we have no way of knowing that he could possibly be in that gang. And it's just not the case. I was raised as a defective male, worked 2 jobs, and rode the bus to community college. I was weary. Well, I mean, that's more the female story now. College is now a female thing.
instead, that is the sales pitch. I guarantee you, if someone
Please show me one website. I've looked all over the place. I haven't seen a single university that guarantees success or happiness.
Hold on a second.
They promise resources.
I just said implicitly and explicitly.
Yep.
Almost every single college has on their.
They didn't say specifically that we're going to commit fraud, therefore it's not a scam. That's his argument.
Second.
They promise
I
resources.
just said implicitly and explicitly. Almost every single college has on their website, preparing leaders for a better tomorrow, preparing leaders for an ever-changing world. And if you go through that, they have all these deceiving statistics that if you come to this college for 4 years, allow me to finish talking, okay? Again, for 4 years, yep, someone, we're going to keep going. Don't stare. We tried to warn about that. Get them some water, too. Yeah, and you get a signed hat. Don't faint just for the signed hat. Of course, I acknowledge that some college graduates do better. That window is increasingly closing. Now, let me ask you another argument that you might not be prepared for. Everybody in this audience is studying something that will be irrelevant because of artificial intelligence. Do you think at this school, every single course and every degree is really prepared for the AI revolution that is coming next?
Now, let me ask you a question.
Whoa, 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 whoa. We never answer a question with a question. He asked you a direct question. And not only did you not address it, but you just completely started your own sentence asking if you could ask a question.
To artificially prepared for. Do better. That window is increasingly closing. Now, let me ask you another argument that you might not be prepared for. Almost everybody in this audience is studying something that will be irrelevant because of artificial intelligence. Do you think at this school, every single course and every degree is really prepared for the AI revolution that is coming next?
So that's the question. Do you think every degree at this school is prepared for the AI revolution coming next? And this is his answer.
Now, let me ask you a question.
Stupid. You have to answer mine.
What are your alternatives?
Oh, I have plenty. So
Yeah.
actually work, there's 11 million job openings right now that pay you more than $75,000 a year that don't require a college degree. Right now.
But did you know that
11 million.
95%, over 90%?
So again, just breezing by the fact that you asked a question, despite the fact that you didn't answer his question. You answered his question with a question, and he answered your question, and then you're brushing by the fact that he answered your question in a way that you thought wasn't going to be satisfactory. But he's gotcha.
95% of U.S. employers still require a college degree for mid
I'll take that. I'll take that.
to high roles. And about 40%
I understand
require
that. That's
just
actually,
to get in.
again, you didn't even answer my question. You're dodging it. But that number is coming down. And secondly, 11 million jobs that pay more than $75,000 a year that don't require a college degree. My alternative also is this. If you want to get something specialized, of course, go to college. The vast majority of kids that go to college are studying the humanities, soft social sciences, psychology, or communications.
Was me, psychology.
They're not studying to become engineers or doctors or nurses, all of which I totally understand. And what you're basically saying, your argument, which is true, but it's fraudulent, come here to get a piece of paper because once you get the piece of paper, then you'll get a job.
That's not true. No one is promising that. College promises.
Like, to act as if that's not even like, well, we're just going to teach you some skills, and whatever you do from there, that's up to you. It has nothing to do with work. It has nothing to do with money. It has nothing to do with jobs. We just want to teach you skills. Come on, man. What are you talking about, man? What are you talking about?
Paper because once you get the piece of paper, then you'll get a job.
That's not true. No one is promising that. College promises access to resources, access to preparation.
Then why are you here?
To leadership doesn't mean guarantee.
Again,
it only gives access. You are the one responsible. I think it should be merit-based, and people should take accountability for their actions. If they come to college and be lazy, don't take classes, they are gonna achieve nothing.
Do they have job preparedness at this school?
Yes, there's a career guidance center. I went to it.
Hold on, wait. They have a whole center about career preparedness, so they're selling career preparedness.
Yes, and you gotta go and access it yourself.
Point. Wait.
They are selling career preparedness, and then people are not prepared for careers. Sounds like a scam.